I am a homeschool kid, and I'm going to show you how to use invisible wealth and turn your knowledge into perceived value online. Here's the truth. Nobody told you about wealth online. You don't get paid for what you know. You get paid for what people perceive you know. That's the reason two people can teach the same thing, and one makes millions while the other is still posting for free. Because the richest currency in the digital world isn't money, it's perceived value. And until you learn how to turn your invisible knowledge into visible wealth, you'll keep watching people with less skill pass you. I'm Paris, and I've watched brilliant entrepreneurs stay broke, not because they lack talent, but because the world couldn't see the value that was already inside them. By the end of this video, you'll know exactly how to package your wisdom, position your message, and multiply your perceived value so that people start treating your voice like an asset. So don't skip this part, because this is where 99% of entrepreneurs lose the wealth game. Let me tell you a story. There was a man who knew everything about leadership. He could teach mindset, systems, vision, all of it. But every time he posted online, no one cared. He started doubting himself. He thought he needed more followers, more editing, more effort. But that wasn't the problem. His content was good. His perception was weak. He was teaching value, but he wasn't transmitting it. Until one day, he changed how he showed up. He stopped posting information and started creating interpretation. He stopped explaining and started demonstrating. Within 90 days, he went from ignored to in demand. Not because his skill changed, but because his signal did. And that's the invisible part of wealth most people miss. People don't buy what's true, they buy what feels true. They don't just pay for information, they pay for the energy of certainty that comes with it. Information makes you smart, interpretation makes you rich. It's not about teaching more, it's about teaching in a way that transfers belief. Because when people feel like you know the game, they trust you with their money. So if you've ever felt like you're giving massive value and nobody's noticing, listen to this next part carefully, because it will flip how you think about value creation forever. Here's what nobody talks about. The internet doesn't reward effort, it rewards energy. It measures how your message feels. It tracks emotion, rhythm, tone, pattern, confidence. That's how two videos on the same topic perform completely differently. One gets 100 views, the other gets 1 million. Same content, different frequency.
Oh, I don't think you heard that. Now let me repeat it.
That's how two videos on the same topic perform completely differently. One gets 100 views, the other gets 1 million. Same content, different frequency. That's invisible wealth, when your energy multiplies your earning potential without you saying a word. If you're still watching right now, you're already part of the 1% who don't just want money, you want magnetic value. Stay locked in, because what's coming next will show you exactly how to turn your knowledge into digital currency. Here's the mindset shift that changes everything. You're not selling what you know, you're selling what people become because of what you know. Comment, I am the transformation, if you feel that shift already beginning. That's the invisible bridge between knowledge and value. And the reason most people stay underpaid is because they're still teaching information instead of transforming perception. Think about it. There are creators with average skill, average setups, average consistency, yet they dominate. Why? Because they learned how to package knowledge as identity. They don't just post tips, they post truths that reposition people. That's why visibility isn't about how loud you are, it's about how deeply you're felt. Visibility creates attention. Perceived value creates ascension. One gets you seen, the other gets you paid. You can't cash in visibility without perceived value, and you can't fake value without embodiment. Here's the paradox. People don't want more teachers, they want mirrors. When they watch your content, they're asking, "Can I see myself winning through you?" That's invisible wealth. When your story becomes their strategy. Here's the big reveal. Your knowledge doesn't make you rich. Your positioning does. It's not how much you know. It's how much people can see the value of what you know. If you sound like everyone, you blend in. If you communicate like a category, you disappear. But when you move like the embodiment of your message, you dominate. Because people buy from the person who owns their lane, not the one who explains it best. But before I show you how to build that kind of perceived value, you need to understand this next part, because this is what separates visible hustlers from wealth architects. I call it the invisible wealth equation, 1% VVS framework. Invisible wealth equals clarity times credibility times consistency times energy. The invisible wealth equation. Let's break it down. 1. Clarity. When your message is simple, people remember you. Confused audiences never buy. Simplify one offer, one message, one transformation. Drop "done" in the chat when it's clear. 2. Credibility. Proof isn't bragging. It's permission for trust. Show micro results, micro wins, micro receipts. 3. Consistency. Every post, tone, and message must repeat your authority like a heartbeat. Then multiply all of that by. Number 4, your energy. That's the emotional transfer that makes your message unforgettable, because perception isn't built by logic, it's built by feeling. When all 4 align, you become a walking brand signal. People start feeling your worth before they even hear your price. They stop negotiating because they've already decided you're valuable. That's invisible wealth. If this line hit you, share it on your story. Your future clients need to hear it too. The real lesson: wealth doesn't come from what you post. It comes from how you're perceived when you post. Your job isn't to chase reach, it's to raise resonance. Because when your resonance rises, your revenue follows. If you're tired of being underestimated, if you're ready to turn your quiet knowledge into visible wealth, then don't just watch, align. This isn't about trends or tactics, it's about frequency. So if you're serious about becoming the kind of leader people feel before they even follow, subscribe now. Because this isn't just a channel, it's a visibility revolution. And from this moment forward, don't just hold knowledge, embody value, because your wisdom is the wealth the world's been waiting to see.